It's been over 2.5 years since I first glimpsed scammers on their own CCTV, so I thought it was high time I revisited one of the most infamous set of scammers I've ever come across. This is Faremart Travels. Faremart are located in Sonnet Tower in southwest Delhi. But the travel company was just a front for the real business, which at the time was running a pop-up scam. The pop-ups targeted English-speaking countries in Australia, UK and the USA. And once victims called the number on screen, they'd be speaking to one of the people in this room.
First of all, ma'am, let me go ahead. Let me tell you who my name. So my name is John Ban, okay? And ma'am, the name of the company is iTech Security. It's an independent company, ma'am, and we work for the Windows, like let's say 10, 7, 8.
But iTech Security was just one of several aliases for this company. The others are on screen. The real company name was Faremart.com, or alternatively Adrit Technologies, which was their scamming wing. Like most large scam groups, they need a legitimate business to hide the proceeds of their scams. But sometimes some of the employees weren't sure who they worked for.
So who am I talking to here?
You're talking to the Windows support right now.
Windows.
And I just wanted...
So is that
Yes,
like Microsoft or who is it?
Yeah, that's right, sir. You're talking to the Windows support and you're talking to the certified technician. And I just want to know which Windows you are been using up.
So sure. I don't get this. Who is this? Microsoft? I mean, what do you mean Windows? Is that Microsoft Windows? Are you Microsoft or somebody else?
No, sir. Like Windows has been designed by a Microsoft. Okay, so you are been talking to the Windows help desk because Windows has been designed in such a manner. Whenever you get any kind of a viruses or any kind of a suspicious activity, you get this kind of a warning on the screen. And the Microsoft has a different kind of a brand with them. Okay, so you are talking to the department right now, to the Windows help desk. Okay.
Right. So Microsoft. So Windows is a registered trademark of Microsoft. Is this Microsoft
or not?
Yeah,
that's right, sir.
But you're not Microsoft, are you?
Sir, you are talking to the certified technicians. Okay?
It's a yes or no. Are you Microsoft or not?
Sir, how I can be a Microsoft? Microsoft is a brand. I'm working under the department that is called Windows Support.
That's a no then. So which company is this?
Sir, you are talking to the Windows help desk right now.
Right, who employs you? I'll put it another way. Who employs you?
Okay.
Is that a difficult question?
Sorry, I beg your pardon?
Is that a difficult question?
Sir, it's not a difficult question.
Why won't you answer
it's the Windows one who employs us. Windows employ us.
Windows employ you. So there's a company called Windows, is there?
Yeah, that's right, sir. It's Windows help desk.
Right, so how do I get rid of this message?
They would use a very standard script to convince people they had a computer problem and would, of course, charge them unnecessarily. And because I could see their computers, I could also see just how much money they were making with these scams, almost $500,000 per month. And that meant that the 50 or so agents employed by Adrit would each have to take in around $10,000 per person per month. But for me, the most fascinating aspect of this whole scam was actually watching it play out live on their CCTV.
Technical support, this is Mary. How may I help you today?
Hi Mary, I'm just on my little laptop now and this warning sign of cut down coming up.
And what it says? What warning you got on the screen?
Yeah, it's called warning, Windows Defender, Windows Warning Alert.
And Adrit Technologies deliberately targeted adult websites so that there was always an element of embarrassment when it came to an agent describing what they were seeing on the PC.
Now I'll check with the problem. Where is that message?
There it is, you got it.
It says your computer has alerted that it has been infected with the pornographic spyware and riskware. The following information is being stolen. Sir, did you visit to any of the pornographic websites? Have you ever visited?
No, I haven't visited anything yet. I just switched it on, so my grandson must have been using it.
And once the victims were on board, they would deliberately lie to everyone.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're calling from UK, right?
Yes.
Oh, I forgot. I'm from United States.
Yes, I gathered that. Which part of the United States?
It's California, San Jose.
Oh, lovely.
And then they would deliberately misdiagnose the PC, usually saying that there were hackers involved.
Sir, here your network is being scanned. It says Trojan virus found. Do you have any idea what's Trojan virus? Have you ever heard of it?
I've heard of it, yeah, but I've never...
Trojan is an advanced hacking virus. It's used to hack into your network. It says your banking and personal identity is not secure. It means your credit card details, your personal identities are not secure. It says hackers are active.
But all of this was an effort to try and get money out of victims. Here, this agent is promising something she can't deliver, a hardware-based firewall which they could never deliver.
And the firewall security I'm going to provide you, that's a 16-layer protection, and the name of the firewall is Sonic Wall CZ600, okay?
Right.
This firewall comes with 1 year, 5 years, and permanent one, okay? The 1 year is a renewal one. Every year you have to renew it, okay?
Yeah.
It will be like $99.99. If I talk about the 5 years, you have to renew it after 5 years. It will be $399.99. If I talk about the permanent one, it will be $699.99. Like you have to renew it after 1 year, 5 years, and you never have to renew it. It's gonna secure your all the unlimited devices. Okay?
But where did all of this money go? Well, that's where the boss of this company, Amit Chauhan, comes in. These are the co-directors of the company. Here on the left is Asif Bhatt in the dark blue shirt, and on the right is Amit Chauhan, the CEO of Faremart.com. Amit in particular is very fond of his technology. He was the one who probably commissioned the cameras. He's always walking around with the latest Apple laptop, and to his right you can see a walking desk. But this technology would also play a part in his downfall. Here you can see his PayPal account. This is direct evidence of victims making payments to his company, Adra Technologies, and he is the beneficiary of all of these payments. He also admits on the phone just how much money Adra Technologies is making.
So here is the good news from my side as well. So this month we crossed $500,000 revenue to the company. Wow. You went from 300 to 500? Yes. So we crossed, we just, because my phone, I will send you the pics later, because on that phone WhatsApp is not working. So we just cut the cake of $500,000. Although the bad part about our company, 70% is the marketing cost, but still we are going on the good side of the company.
But not only was there CCTV of exactly what happened, but we also had statements from victims. These are the people that the BBC and the Panorama programme were able to interview, and this is exactly what the Indian police wanted. So when eventually Asif and his accountant were arrested, I honestly thought they'd use him as an example to try and put off and deter other scammers. This was the opportunity for India to show to the world that they were fed up with these sorts of scams and for giving India a bad reputation. So I watched with keen interest to see exactly what would happen to this pair. But it didn't take long before Amit was out of jail. Although the arrest happened on the 3rd of March 2020, less than 3 weeks later, on the 21st of March, Amit was out on a bail of 50,000 rupees. That's around $600, pocket money for Amit. But it would take a while before any of this could go to court. COVID kicked in and things slowed up. But if you think any of this would deter Amit, here he is going back into his offices just weeks after the arrest. Indeed, Amit Chauhan and his co-director Asif Bhatt would register a new company called I2A Technologies in the same building just months after this arrest. And it wouldn't be long before I heard an insider describe exactly what this new company was up to. He said that on the ground floor they would run black hat SEO. If you type the wrong thing into a search engine, you might end up with a Faremart phone number. It also looked like they would continue the Faremart scam, which involved flight tickets. But in addition, they would start a new process named QuickBooks Support. They weren't officially QuickBooks registered, and this was inevitably just to get money from unfortunate people who looked up the wrong search term. I waited and waited to hear what would happen with Amit's case, but it was pushed back months and months. Eventually, by the 20th of September 2021, over a year and a half after his initial arrest, his defence team asked that the charges against him should be dismissed. For that to happen, the judge in the court needs to be convinced that the accused person has a case which is completely groundless. And I'm told that the prosecution failed to make a reply against this application, so the whole thing seems to have been dismissed. And Amit Chauhan was completely free to continue his scams. And incredibly, Asif Bhatt, the co-director of Faremart Travels, attempted to get every single reference to his company removed from Google's search engine. Every single YouTube video, every news article, and every reference to the Faremart scam he wanted to remove. And this was despite media companies and even the police finding the evidence against him. So it would indeed seem, just as others have suspected, that these arrests were all just for show. Despite overwhelming evidence against Amit Chauhan, absolutely no action was taken against him, and not only that, he's doubled down and decided to try and remove every reference to what his company actually does. This was an ideal opportunity for the authorities in India to actually clamp down against some of the scams which are unfortunately rife within that country. Sadly, what's happened here will have the exact opposite effect. It will encourage scammers to do more scams because they know that even if they're arrested, no positive action will be taken against them. It's pretty obvious that the police just can't handle cybercrime, or alternatively, they are being bribed at the very highest levels. But I'm not about to give up on this. On behalf of the thousands of people who every year get scammed in call centres like these, I'll be adding more videos onto YouTube and hope eventually that the authorities might eventually take action. However, there's still a small glimmer of hope that something may happen with Amit's company. I've left a link to a document in the description. It's a confidential document written by a set of auditors in 2019. In the document there are questions raised about where some of the money has come from and indeed some of the practices that Faremart.com seem to be running. I'm no expert in company law or tax law in India, but I would love if someone could take this document and see if there's any possibility of having Faremart.com and I2A Technologies examined in close detail. If the police can't investigate cybercrime, then perhaps the taxman can do this instead. But until then, Amit's companies will continue to scam people all over the world. He will continue to live a life of luxury in Delhi without the fear of anyone raiding his company, but even if they do, it will all be for show. But I will continue to make life difficult for Amit and other scammers. And thanks to your support on Patreon, all of this is possible. I will continue to devote time into helping victims and also bring down scammers where it's possible to do so. Thank you for your continued support, and I'd like to wish you a happy new year.